It's exactly the same scene.
That you shall
Not pass, but at the gate instead of in Moria. He steps out onto the field. He ignites the blue lightsaber, and that's right where I went, hold the fuck up.
Okay.
Yeah. The blue lightsaber is destroyed at this point. It's the exact same lightsaber. It's not a different one. It is the exact same lightsaber.
So, that's where I was going to be like, okay, what happened to the green lightsaber?
We don't know yet. We don't know what happened to the green lightsaber.
Because Luke only has a blue and green lightsaber. When did the fucker construct a lightsaber?
Well...
Because, and I'm looking at the lightsaber, and I'm trying to pay attention to the details.
The markings, yes.
The markings.
And they are the original.
To me, I didn't catch that. I thought I saw something slightly different when he ignited that lightsaber.
Okay, you thought it was a new one?
I thought there was a new one because it was slightly brown undertone on the on the markings of the handle. But maybe it was just me. Maybe because he was wearing... Because if you probably caught it, the image that he portrayed to Kylo was the image that Kylo last saw of Luke.
That's true. His outfit was darker. It was almost black, and it was almost reminiscent of the Jedi outfit.
Shorter hair, shorter beard.
That's right. It was the last time he saw him. That's true.
So maybe in Kylo's eyes,
he was filtering. Kylo was filtering.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Luke steps out of the door. Out of the hole of the door. He doesn't even step out of the door. He steps through the hole.
No, but even when he approached Leia, prior to that,
he looked clean.
He looked clean. He looked.
That might have been the last time she saw him too.
Fair enough. So what I'm saying is that force projection that we're alluding to.
Yeah. See, it is a force projection, but it culminates in a couple really good jokes and a couple really cool moments.
And all very nice and very great.
Kylo has won. He's got Hux to heal. He's got all the AT-ATs. He's broken the door. He's about to end the Resistance, period, end of story. He has taken over. He is Darth Vader. He is the heir apparent.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker, like a pimp, walks out of the doors, stands in the field of battle, and just stands there. And Kylo takes one look at him and says, I want every cannon.
We're talking emo bitch and goes...
shoot this motherfucker. I want every cannon straight at that man. And sure enough, the AT-ATs open up and it's a blaze of hell. It's just fucking smoke and fire.
Which is perfect because in a sense, when it comes to the dark side of the Force, that was every ounce of the direction of the dark side of the Force that I wanted to go into.
An overreaction, really, but yeah.
But that's what the dark side of the Force is.
That's
it's all about overreaction.
It's negative emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean...
Even Hux, at this point, is like, dude, Kylo, stop.
Whoa, dude.
And Hux is terrified of Kylo at this moment.
Yeah.
So, basically, they blow the shit out of whatever's going on. Poe figures out that Luke is trying to create a distraction so they can escape. There's these critters that live on the planet, these crystal cats kind of thing. And they're in these caves, and they end up taking off, and they're like, where'd the cats go? So they follow the cats thinking that's a way out. This is where Rey comes in. Rey's still in the Falcon. She's trying to track them down. She's tracking them because Leia is still wearing the tracker. So she follows that. She's en route. Luke is standing in the field of battle, getting blown to shit by AT-ATs. Hux says stop. The laser fire stops. The smoke starts to clear. And there's fucking Luke Skywalker with not a scratch. Now, the funny part of this scene is he looks at his shoulder and does the
beautiful.
As if to say, Jedi, please. And it's
or Sith, please.
Sith, please. And he's standing there, cleaning off his shoulders, and basically he's doing everything. He's like the Matrix. Neo's like, come on. That's exactly what he's doing. And Kylo basically says, land this bitch. So, Kylo steps out. He has the lightsaber. They have this whole face-off back and forth. And the side story is Poe and everybody are escaping from the tunnels. Rey is landing in the Falcon. She can feel Luke and Kylo, but somehow understands that everybody on the other side of the mountain's trying to get out. So she lands on the back side of the mountain. The cats end up getting to the end of the tunnel and then squeeze through a tiny hole. Then Poe's like, fuck. We followed these guys down. We can't escape. The cats could escape, but they couldn't get out. All right. So they're stuck. Rey's landing the Falcon.
But I kind of figured that's how it was going to go.
Luke and Kylo are fighting.
Yeah.
At this point, I had already suspected. I had turned to you and I said, Luke is not actually there.
And I said...
You basically said the same thing. You said, yeah, I think that's right, or something like that. What'd you say?
I think it was a force projection.
Yeah, force projection, exactly. Which is what they called it in the old universe. So they're having this Matrix-style fight in that Luke is evading all the time. There's never a parry. There's never a connection. So that's right when I knew, is like, he's not actually there.
Right, but they never alluded the way they did it. They didn't make it feel like he's not really there.
No, they made it feel like he was there. The light from the saber was passing across his face.
The skimming across the sand.
Yeah.
Because initially, when the AT-ATs were attacking or shooting at him, I'm like, oh, he's just not there.
In the scene in the trailer, when the ships are making the red plumes come up in the sky, essentially that's sand that's sitting on the ground. It looks white until you disturb it, and then it's red. And you're right, because Luke's image is disturbing the sand around him.
Right. So that tells you how badass
Luke is.
Because they even alluded, dude, Luke is going to be more badass than the Force.
Well, Rey says to Snoke, you've underestimated me, you've underestimated Luke, and you've underestimated Ben.
Right.
Which is totally true. That is the truest statement in the entire film.
Right.
They're fighting. They're doing this great back and forth. Rey, and this is all like the music is playing. John Williams' music is just building to a crescendo. Rey basically looks at these rocks and goes, nah, and picks them up with the Force. All of them. Just fucking opens them up. And there's Finn and Poe standing there like, oh, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
So they all escape with Leia. Mm-hmm. They all escape. Kylo finally figures out that Luke is not a hologram, he's a projection.
Or something's not right.
Well, he slices through, and there's a scene where you're like, wait a minute, did he just slice through Luke? And sure enough, it passed right through him, but you don't quite catch it. Mm-hmm. And then that's when he starts to figure it out, and then he walks up to Luke and basically goes, and just stabs him. Nothing. Mm-hmm. Just goes right through him. And that's essentially when he said, and he did that in Dark Empire as well. Mm-hmm. There's a scene in Dark Empire where he helps Han and Leia escape. He's sitting in the cockpit of the Falcon and says to Leia, well, I can't really come with you. Why not? Because I'm not really here, and then disappears. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what happens here. Kylo stabs him, figures out he's not actually there, and Luke, again, like a pimp, says, basically, I'll see you around. Yeah. Doesn't he actually say that? I think he might actually say that. And then, poof, disappears, and Kylo's fucking furious. He's pissed. So, Rey saves everybody in the cavern. They all get on the Falcon, which means there's only about a dozen of them left. And Leia and Rey have this great moment where you're like, they don't really resolve the whole Carrie Fisher thing. I don't know how they're going to resolve this.
We'll get to that.
Well, we're at the end. We're actually at that point now. Yeah. They take off. Leia says, we're the spark of the new rebellion. Rey kind of agrees, and they fly off into the sunset. Meanwhile, Kylo has broken into the rebel base. He walks into that command center, picks up the dice that Luke had given to Leia. Which I was like, why did Leia drop those? He picks up the dice, holds them in his hand, and they disappear in his hand.
That tells you how strong in the Force Luke was.
Meanwhile, you cut back to Luke. Luke is sitting on a rock. Now, he had been training Rey on this rock kind of to meditate. He's sitting on a rock. He's hovering in the air.
One sun.
Yeah, and then two.
Then we get to two suns.
Two suns. He looks straight into the sun and disappears like Yoda.
And we get the New Hope.
Music.
Yep.
It's fucking astounding. It is so cool. He disappears. His cloak falls just like Obi-Wan's. Lands on the rock and the wind blows it away. And it's gone. And he basically he said at the end, I will not be the last Jedi. And that's it. And end of the shit. Basically, Kylo gets mad, goes back to the ship. That's it. It's over. The credits roll. That's the entire film. And I was a little disappointed that more people didn't clap. You and I started clapping. Mm-hmm. And the guy behind us started clapping. The guy behind us, it was kind of like it was a clone of you.
That was Savant.
That guy.
That guy.
He is like, I heard both of you on either side of me through the whole movie, and both of you were laughing at the same shit. But,
no, the only difference between me and that guy was he engaged while we were in line for the popcorn.
He did, and we tried to. He was a nice person. It's just that he got to talk about some other stuff. We're like, okay, thanks. We're gonna popcorn. Have a good day. And he sat behind us when we sat in there, but he didn't disturb anything. He was fine. He was totally fine. But that's it. That's the movie in a nutshell. That's everything. And now I can't wait. I was so excited when Force Awakens came out and Rogue One came out. The books came out at the same day. So, of course, I'm an audiobook freak, so I download the audiobooks. The book for this one, Last Jedi, won't come out until March. I'm pissed. Because I really wanted to... Because the books kind of fill some gaps in. Like, there's a scene in Force Awakens where Poe, he escapes from the TIE fighter crash landing, but they don't explain why or how. Well, the book explains it. There's a whole thing going on. So, but anyway, I digress. We've got through the whole movie. I think we're done with the live.
For live, yeah.
And we've got... Okay. This has been going on live on Facebook for an hour and 42 minutes. Yeah. We condensed, rather sloppily, a 2.5 hour film into...
2.5? I'm thinking it was more like 2 hours and...
40 or something. It was quite a while.
It was closer to 3
hours. It was like 39, yeah. But we've condensed it down into an hour and 43 minutes, which actually isn't that good. That's not really a summary. That's more like a random babbling. We went all over the place, but frankly, the movie goes all over the place too. But not in a bad way. It's not frustrating. It totally follows. Everything makes sense. It all culminates at the end. It ends very much like Empire ends. And we are so excited to see the next chapter.
Yes.
We're so excited to see JJ come back and do it again. And we're excited for the Han Solo movie, which is next year.
I am
very excited. Yeah. So, that being said, folks, go see Star Wars The Last Jedi. We know you're going to go see it anyway. And have a good night. See you later.
All right, I gotta go pee. Oh, shit. I gotta go pee. We can talk about more.
Okay.